There's nothing more confusing than simultaneously wanting real love, but being terrified to get into another bad relationship. When you've experienced abuse, unavailability, or betrayal in relationships, your subconscious remembers that and it wants to protect you, and so it brings up all of this fear when you think about getting into another relationship. Your subconscious codes relationships as something to fear because of what you've been through in the past. So what do you do when you're loving the freedom of being single and you feel safe being single, but you also feel a deep call in your soul or in your heart to find real love? That's what I'm going to help you with today. I have 3 things that you need to remember when you're going from bad relationships to real love that'll help you feel more safe and more open to dating again, to letting someone into your life. Before I get into that, in case you're new here, welcome. My name is Lindsay. I am the Real Love Alchemist, and I help you go from bad relationships to real love with the magic of subconscious work. If you're like, what is subconscious work and why is it magic? Click on the link in the description to learn more about how I can help. So the first thing to remember when you're thinking about dating again and that fear comes up of like, I am terrified to get stuck in another bad relationship, is to remember that you were never really stuck. Most of us were not physically restrained in our relationships. There may have been other constraints. There may have been financial constraints, but mostly there are emotional constraints. We don't feel like we're able to leave, even though we really could. When I got into my healthy relationship that I'm in now and these fears started to come up, I had to remind myself over and over again that I actually was not stuck in this relationship or any of them in the past, and if I didn't like something, I could leave. It may sound hard to believe, but I actually forgot that a lot of the times. I felt stuck because in my past, when I was younger, like when I was a child, I was actually stuck in situations. I couldn't leave. But now that I'm an adult, I can. I'm not stuck anymore. Because what I realized is that while I felt stuck in my relationships in the past, I was never being held against my will. It was hard, but I was always able to leave. And that's going to be the case in any relationship that you're getting into. You are not stuck. If you don't like what's happening, you are free to leave. The second thing to remember is that you are an adult now with your own resources. So like I talked about before, part of that stuck feeling comes from the past. It's usually subconscious stuff, and that's why the work that I do, the subconscious work, is so powerful because it gets us out of those subconscious beliefs, like the fact that we're stuck in a situation. But where that comes from is childhood situations, like I said, where you were actually stuck. There wasn't a way out. Like maybe you were stuck with your family or stuck with a caregiver, but now it's different. While we really were stuck in the past, we're usually not now. Most of us are able to work and to support ourselves and our children if we have them, even though it's probably not easy all the time. Remember, like I said before, if you don't like what's happening in your relationship, you're not stuck. You can work, you can get a job, you can support yourself and your children, and you don't have to stay there. You're now an adult who can make different choices and exit a bad relationship. And I know for myself, once I realized that, and once I reminded myself of that over and over again, I felt more safe to open up because I remembered, oh yeah, if I don't like something, I'm not actually stuck. I can get out of this, I can leave, and I'll be okay. The third thing to remember to help you open up to real love when you're scared about getting stuck in another bad relationship is that healthy relationships actually leave you feeling more free than you were before. You can feel more free in a healthy relationship than even when you were single. You don't have to sacrifice your freedom for love. I was actually shocked when I realized this. It was about a year into my healthy relationship, and I realized that I felt more free to be myself, more free to live a life that felt authentic to me with my partner than I did when I was alone. And this is because with this person, I feel so supported and I feel so empowered. I don't feel trapped in any way. So a lot of times the feeling of being stuck doesn't come from the nature of being in a relationship, it comes from being in a bad relationship. So when you're in a good one, you actually feel more free. So the lesson I learned here, you don't have to sacrifice freedom for real love. So here's the thing, if you're hearing all this and you're still like, no, I can't, I'm so terrified of being stuck in a bad relationship, then I can help. This is what I help my clients to release and to move through in my Living Free Finding Love program. We go to the subconscious source of where these fears are coming from. And usually it's emotional energies of things like abandonment, betrayal, grief, shame, feeling unworthy. Those are the things that the subconscious remembers, and it throws up that fear that tries to keep you away from love. Once you release those energies, then you feel a lot safer opening your heart to someone new. I've had a lot of clients who have come to me terrified to open their hearts, but still really wanting a healthy relationship, having a dream for real love. And they went through my program, we released the subconscious blocks and the subconscious baggage, and they're now in great relationships. And they feel safe and they feel happy, and they do not feel trapped in any way. They feel loved, free, and supported. So if this is you, if you're wanting real love, but you're feeling so scared to start dating again and you're afraid of being stuck in a bad relationship, then reach out. I can help. We can release those subconscious blocks so you can open your heart and let love in. Something we can do coming out of bad relationships when we're thinking about dating again is get overly focused on attachment style. So in this video, I talked to you about what to do instead.